force of transparency on an industry that relies on secrecy. We're here today at another slaughterhouse, another hellhole, where they are executing and murdering cows. This is an ABP slaughterhouse where they're killing cows here today. We're live streaming to bring you the truth and forcing that transparency. Our disclaimer here is that we're not here to cause alarm, harassment or distress. We're not here to cause any intimidation. We're here to exercise our right to public assembly, our freedom of speech and our freedom to protest. Another disclaimer is that we're not here to clash with non-vegans, to point fingers at you and say you're a bad person and that we're better than you. We're here to come alongside you, turn your head against the industry that has lied to you and that do, oh my God, I thought it was a truck, that do lie to make sure that your profit margins continue to fill their pockets. As you're coming into this live stream, please put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, spam 1s, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, be open-minded to these conversations, and 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Now the security camera is already facing down the road, so they already know that we're here. Now there's no animals, there's no trucks in the lairage. Let's get that camera up and over.
Yeah, the lairage is open.
Lairage is open. Let's see. Get that camera into that slaughterhouse. Let's have a look. Show everyone what's inside.
Stinks.
1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the
shut.
chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations, and 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. You're looking straight inside of a slaughterhouse.
The lairage is closed.
Lairage is closed. Lairage is closed.
Weird.
Wow, and there's no trucks. Okay, that means one thing. That means animals will be coming here very shortly. So please make sure you've double tapped the live stream. Please like this live stream by double tapping the screen or clicking on the 3 dots and clicking like. The more likes in the room, the more people in the room, the more the animals are seen, and that is our objective today, is to get the animals seen. Again, not to clash with non-vegans, to come alongside you and say to you, hey, did you know this happened? Did you know this? Did the industry tell you this? And the answer to them questions will be no. The industry would never tell you the truth. They'd never be transparent, because the minute they would be transparent, you'd become a number 1, a vegan. Number 1 in the chat if you've already done that, you are already a vegan. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations and you have a kind heart. You're just wondering why 2 vegans are outside of a slaughterhouse live streaming. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream. Please like, share and subscribe. Here they're going to kill dairy cows and beef cows today. Now the reason why I say dairy cows and beef cows is because they're 2 different breeds of cows. There isn't just a generic cow and that we eat them and take their breast milk from them. They're 2 different breeds of cow. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're a kind person, 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Dairy cows are exploited for their breast milk. They have pregnancies forced upon them. They carry their babies for 9 months. When their babies are born, if they're born male, they're taken away and killed almost immediately because they're classed as a waste product. If they're born female, they're taken and put into isolation hutches away from their mum, because her breast milk that was intended for her baby is going to be taken as a commodity, as a profit-making material, so that the farmers, the slaughterhouses and the whole chain can profit off the back of her being exploited, her bodily autonomy being taken from her, her babies being taken from her, and inevitably her life being taken from her. And her life will be taken from her at the very facility that we're stood outside of today. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded to these conversations. 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream, like, share, subscribe. Remember, we're not here to clash or point fingers. We're here to tell you the truth. Did you know that about dairy cows? Put green hearts in the chat if you already knew that about dairy cows. If you didn't know that about dairy cows, stay tuned, because you're going to see a lot more stuff that the industry pay millions and millions and millions of pounds to keep from you. The industry literally have pots of money set aside to keep the indoctrination and the conditioning of the members of the public going.
Where's it gone? Quick Z77 put, wow, you have no clue.
I have no clue. Enlighten me. What have I said that's wrong? You can't just have a statement and say that I'm lying or I have no clue, when factually I'm correct. And if you go to our other channel, It's Mel and Steve, you can see the investigations that we've done at these farms. We go into these places ourselves and have a look. Tell me what is not true.
They put, the males are raised for beef, dumbass.
No, absolutely not. This is what the industry don't tell you. They're 2 different breeds of cow.
Yeah.
Why would you have a dairy cow who would be born a male, who's genetically modified for their secretions? Dairy calves are not genetically modified to grow so quick. Now, they do use certain sex semen, so if they have a male kickback in the dairy industry, which is waste, it's still classed as a waste product, by the way, they will then be killed and potentially used as veal, but it's not a purposeful business. Dairy and beef are 2 separate industries. Either way, it's still an injustice, it's still exploitation, it's still murder on the individual, whether they're raised and killed to be eaten or whether they're executed and killed for their breast milk. It's still animal abuse, it's still exploitation, it still should not be happening.
Callous Paul put, why would you buy from the industry and genetically modified with laughing faces?
Why would you buy from the industry and what?
And genetically modified. I don't think they realise that all the animals have been genetically modified.
All animals genetically modified. They've all been selectively bred and genetically modified. Did you know that the chickens that you eat, again, are different breeds of chickens to the chickens who are exploited for their eggs? Chickens who you eat are only 42 days old. They're sent to gas chambers to be executed to go in your sandwich at 6 weeks old, 42 days.
Yes, that's exactly it. They're now saying support local farms because they don't understand the industry,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
they're a farmer themselves trying to get money.
Exactly. Listen, this is exactly what the industry have done. They've got layers of catchment. As people wake up, they have different layers to try and keep you indoctrinated and catch your money so they can catch and maximise profits. Let me tell you this, there's no right way to do the wrong thing. We're not here asking for better animal welfare. We're not here asking for bigger cages, sharper knives and greener grass. We're here saying that animals should have two basic rights. First of all, the right to their bodily autonomy. Second of all, the right to their life. These things should never be taken from a sentient being. Imagine if it was taken from you, how would you feel? 1 in the chat if you're already vegan and you've removed your personal accountability for this violence. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan, but you're open-minded, you're a kind person, and you're wondering why we're here today live streaming outside of a slaughterhouse. 3 in the chat if you're an anti-vegan, someone who literally thinks that animals are here to be exploited however they like, and they get triggered at the thought of someone standing up for an innocent being.
I just want to say thank you to the awesome activists in the chat. I can see you're in there,
Thanks,
Callum
guys.
and everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for being here.
As
Everyone,
always.
please keep asking questions. We're going to be answering loads of questions there in the live stream chat.
Yeah.
Animals will be coming here today. And if we missed your question, then there's other activists who can help answer questions right now.
Please make sure you've also double tapped the stream. Let's get 100 likes as fast as possible in this live stream today.
Okay, so we've got someone called Born to be Scottish. For me, as long as these animals are killed humanely and not abused, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, this is a position of a lot of people. Thank you for your comment. This is a position a lot of people take. They don't like the idea of animals being hurt and exploited because actually they do have empathy towards animals at some degree.
Yeah.
But the conditioning and indoctrination has had this cut-off point. I don't want it to be bad and I want it to be humane. Just because we put the word humane in front of slaughter doesn't mean that slaughter is humane. If I put the word humane in front of child trafficking, would you say that I was humanely trafficking children? Of course you wouldn't. You'd identify the victim, you'd say there's no right way to do the wrong thing. There is no humane slaughter ever. There is no right way to do the wrong thing. Let's say that these animals went inside the building behind me today and they just turned the lights off and they were gone. That would still be unethical. It's unnecessary, therefore there's no justification. And if it was you in there, you'd want your bodily autonomy and your life. We are taking everything from them, guys. Remember, I'm not here to discuss what tastes better or what's easier accessible. I'm here saying that if you don't choose to be vegan, you are choosing to send someone to be murdered.
Yeah. Ugly Head Bozo, but I understand being vegan is correct. It is just hard to quit dairy.
Okay, first of all, thank you for your comment and thank you for identifying that being vegan is correct. The reason why you find it hard to quit dairy is because you're a mammal, and when you drink dairy, the casomorphine, which is a hormone in cow's milk, which is used to bond the calf to their mother, you drink it and then you become bonded to dairy. You literally can become addicted to dairy products.
Yeah.
The best way to quit dairy is watch what happens in some of the dairy industry. Go and watch dairy cows being killed. Click on the link in the description, go into the top Linktree link, and it's the top link in that Linktree link. It's called Dominion. Go and watch Dominion and see the reality and the truth behind the dairy industry. When you've seen what happens to the animals, all of these things that you find it difficult or a social pressure situation, maybe a cultural situation, become very, very easy when you actually see the victim with your own eyes. 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're not vegan but you're a kind person, 3 in the chat if you don't care about animals. Double tap the stream, like, share and subscribe. We're here today live streaming outside of a slaughterhouse to bring you the transparency from an industry that literally survives of secrecy.
All right, so we've got security here now behind, turned up. They
Yeah.
suddenly noticed we're here after 10 minutes of being here.
Yeah, so here's another note, right? These industries that are so transparent and so humane, like we said earlier, humane slaughter, they literally, usually the trucks pull up here, they press a button and this gate just opens electronically, right? But it's a little bit slow. Now, when the activists come here with a camera to live stream, They turn off the electric gate and they make this guy push and pull the gate manually because he can push it and pull it faster than the electric gate. Now, if what happened here was humane, if what happened here was ethical, if what happened here was absolutely fine for the public to see, why would they try and rush the animals in? We're not stood on the kill floor trying to film these animals having their lives taken. We're stood outside the front of the slaughterhouse showing you the individual's eyes and noses and ears as they come past. No blood, no guts, no gore. But why don't the industry want you to see animals as they're going inside slaughterhouses? Because number twos, kind, compassionate people with empathy will see animals, they'll connect, and then they'll not want to pay for it anymore and they'll go vegan. Let me swap in with Mel.
Yeah, exactly it. Exactly it. Why do they not want you to even see their little faces going in? Because like Steve said, once you see the individuals for yourself, you connect and you go vegan on the spot. Put number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Please double tap this live stream, subscribe, comment, like, share, ask questions in the live chat right now. We got awesome activists in the chat who are helping out as well with answering questions. We got some genuine questions in the chat. We've got a lot of number 2s who just don't know the industry. We are not here to hate on you guys in the live stream. We're not here to hate on you. In fact, we're just telling you the truth. We're here at Slaughterhouse live streaming on purpose so you can see for yourself what happens at slaughterhouses. You can see only last week we were outside this place when it was 31 degrees and there were cows stuck in a truck, piled in this truck, crammed in, and they were gasping for air. Their noses were all out, gasping for air, trying to get air. See, now he's taking the gate off automatic. Now this gate will be on manual so they can run the gate faster. Why? Because they don't want you to see the animals. When the animals turn up, they don't want you seeing with your own eyes, because when you see with your own eyes, you go vegan. Put number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you are open-minded but not vegan yet, and put number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Please double tap the live stream and please subscribe. I'm outside a slaughterhouse today where they kill cows from the dairy industry. They kill cows from the beef industry.
Vincent's comment says, what about killing or fishing for your own dinner?
No, that's absolutely horrific. That's still murder. That's still murder. You're eating someone else. You shouldn't be ever eating somebody else. Imagine if I said, oh, you know what? I just walked into town today. I'm just gonna see if I can fish a human out of the supermarket that I want to eat. Like, you shouldn't do that. They should have a right to their own life. The fact that humans even think that they could do this is wrong in the first place. You're viewing animals as a commodity and a use for you, and that's wrong. Please put number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, put number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and number 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Please double tap the live stream, subscribe, comment, like, and share.
People are saying, what about vegetarian? I have to be vegetarian.
No, vegetarians still commodify, use and kill animals. Vegetarian is no different to those who are not vegetarian. It's vegan is the ethical stance against the use and exploitation of animals. If you're vegetarian, you pay for animals to be brutally murdered, kidnapped, have their babies taken away from them, have pregnancy forced upon them, and they're all ultimately killed. In the dairy industry, every single male calf is killed. He's considered a waste product. Every single female calf that's born is separated from their mother. They cry out for their mum cries out for their baby, and when that female is sexually mature enough, she then has pregnancy forced upon her like her mother did, over and over, has a baby taken away from her until she's killed.
Vincent just put, the third teeth from the middle is made for tearing up meat. Are wild animals also not supposed to tear up meat?
You think our teeth are made to tear meat? Is that what you said? I remember when I was younger, I saw my sister eat a toffee apple and a tooth fell out. I don't think we're made to eat meat. You can't even open a crisp packet with your teeth. In fact, the individual that has the biggest canines in the world is a herbivore, and that's a hippo. Put number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, number 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, number 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream and please subscribe. On that note, I just want to say, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. I've got a fist, it doesn't mean I should go and punch everybody in the face.
Where are we today? What are we doing?
Today we're at a slaughterhouse, giving you the truth, showing you the reality of what happens to these dear animals on the planet that we share this planet with. Animals are coming here today who will be stabbed in the throat. We've been outside this place like pretty much every week for the past year. We've seen thousands, millions of animals going inside these evil places. Please put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you are anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream and please subscribe. Did you know also anyone who is vegetarian? We believe that vegetarian was made from the industry itself, because when people connect with the animal, with their flesh, they then want to do something about it. And then the industry made something called vegetarian, which is like a catch, it's a safety net for them. Because don't forget, this industry is just a marketing industry, they're just a business, they just want money. So when you have compassion, they're like, oh, let's make sure we have a safety net of vegetarian. Let me explain a little bit more in a minute. I'll just put number 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap the live stream and please subscribe. So vegetarians, you still pay for animals to be exploited, you still pay for dairy where they're all killed, you still pay for eggs where they're all killed. You're not understanding that the difference between vegetarian and vegan is that vegan is an ethical stance against any use and exploitation of animals. Vegetarian is just a diet. It's just a diet where you still kill animals. It's not good for the animals. In fact, it's really evil for the animals. But if you are vegetarian, you might not understand this. These industries are hidden. Did you know that male chicks are classed as a waste product? It's because they do not produce eggs. So in a hatchery where they sex the males and the males get sentenced to a macerator, that's an open blender alive. Or they're put in a gas chamber, or they're put in bags and suffocated to death. How disgusting is this? This is the industry that does this, guys. You may not understand this. I didn't know for 26 years. Please put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, put 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Please double tap this live stream, share, comment, like. Animals will be here today. All we're trying to do is defend the animals. We're not trying to hate on you. We're not trying to tell you that you're bad people. We're just trying to tell you that there's something that happens in the world because of you and you don't even understand, and it's not fair.
Where can people see inside these places?
Please go to the link in the description and go to our link tree at the very top. There's a documentary called Dominion. Go and watch that for yourself and see the reality of what happens to these poor animals in these evil places. Behind me, they literally kill animals with a knife. Every single animal that you see in fields, farms, they all get sentenced to a slaughterhouse.
Reddest of them all said, how about halal slaughter?
It's all the same. A lot of people are super against halal. And it's weird because I used to be, even before I was vegan, because it was like conditioned, I think. I was like, oh, halal's so awful, and it is, but standard is exactly the same. Literally, standard means you throw piglets inside gas chambers at 6 months old, male chicks inside macerators on day 1, egg-laying hens at 18 months old. It's all horrific, exactly the same. Every single animal gets stabbed in the throat and hung upside down and bled out. Every single animal, wherever you go, it's every single animal. There's no right way to do the wrong thing. I'm not here for welfare. We're here to abolish this evil industry.
Megan Moonface says, shouldn't you target these industries instead of humans who eat meat?
No, so a lot of people think, oh, you should go and lobby the government and things, and yeah, you can do that at the same time, but this is actually, the power's in the consumer's hand, your hands, okay, because it's all about supply and demand. If you are demanding a product, they're gonna supply. So basically, with your money, you're voting to say, keep killing animals for me. If you're drinking cow's milk, you're voting with your money, maybe not knowingly, but you're voting with your money to keep forcibly inbreeding these cows, taking away their babies and killing all the baby males, and then killing the females when they can no longer produce milk or another baby. You're paying with your money to say, please keep doing that to the industry, then they keep doing that on behalf of you. So this is direct from you. If you stop paying for it, they stop doing it, the demand goes down, so does the supply.
If people stay on the live stream, what are they going to see today? Where are you?
Yeah, please stay on this live stream. You'll be seeing what happens live at a slaughterhouse. You'll be seeing the animals for yourself coming inside this evil place. This evil, evil place. This is a life-changing live stream, not just for you, but for the animals. The animals only have you to defend them. They only have vegan animal rights activists defending them. Everyone else is against them. Did you know the RSPCA Assured scheme are corrupted and they have assured gas chambers for pigs? In fact, they made £4 million a few years ago purely on assuring farms and gas chambers for animals. People trust the RSPCA, and the RSPCA have let the animals down because they're making good people think, oh, I see the label on the package and that's okay, the animals had a good life. In fact, even if they did, there's no right way to kill them. Please put 1 in the chat if you're vegan, 2 in the chat if you're open-minded but you're not vegan yet, and 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan. Double tap this live stream, please subscribe, comment and share. I'm just going to switch in with Steve. Yeah. Please keep asking questions, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we miss your question, just keep repeating it.
Yeah, keep putting it in. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. The likes going over 100 as fast as possible is what we need for when the animals turn up. Please give a double tap on the screen. Wow. That's real life number 3. People who are beeping their horn and swearing at us just because they're triggered. Imagine being triggered over people who are trying to be kind to animals. That's all the message is. Like I said right at the beginning of this live stream, we're not here to clash, to point fingers and say you're a bad person. We're here to come alongside you and say we can be kind to animals. We can choose an option that doesn't send them to slaughterhouses. When you see them coming here today, you'll see the individuals who they are. You'll see their noses, you'll see their eyes, you'll see their ears. You see that look of desperation and hope in their eyes. They come here with the hope of mercy. They come here bellowing and screaming. Where we were yesterday, we could hear the animals bellowing and crying out for help. It was absolutely harrowing. It was heartbreaking to see. One in the chat if you're vegan already and you've already removed your personal accountability for violence towards animals. 2 in the chat if you're not vegan yet, but you're a kind person, you have an open heart, you have an open mind, and you're wondering why we're here live streaming today. Put 3 in the chat if you're anti-vegan, if you don't like vegans, if you think that it's okay to exploit animals for any means that you deem necessary and that you just want to eat them, taste, pleasure, religion, culture, all that other nonsense. Number 3 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe, double tap the live stream, like, share and subscribe. Green hearts in the chat for the animals. We're here to just educate you, and if you want to educate yourself further, go into the description, click the Linktree link and go and watch Dominion and Pignorant, the top 2 links inside there.
Dingo Delta put slaughterhouses are pretty effed up, even as someone who eats meat.
Well, if you're agreeing that they are, then you can stop being personally responsible for sending animals into them. Thank you for agreeing. And thank you for being honest with the way you're feeling. But if you're feeling that way, it's probably a good indication that you shouldn't be paying yourself to send animals in there. Go to watch Dominion in the top link of the description and go and see what happens inside for yourself. Go and see how effed up they are. Go and see what actually happens to the animals. And then you've got the education to remove yourself. At the moment, you don't. At the moment, these industries don't only just not tell you the truth, they lie. They replace truth with lies. They tell you that it's humane, that it's ethical, that it's necessary. None of it is true. This business here is nothing more than a business. Animal agriculture and animal slaughter is a business, and they've marketed their business to the consumer to maximize profit margins. We all believe that we're cows at one point because we're all drinking dairy, we're all drinking cow's breast milk, thinking that it's for us and that it's going to give us calcium. No one stopped to think, wait a minute, I'm not even a cow. What's going on? Why am I drinking tiger milk? Because I'm not a tiger either. I drink my mum's breast milk, I wean off my mum's breast milk, and then I eat food. That's what humans do. But the dairy industry has brought up this lie. It's told humans that calcium comes from cows, and that if you kill cows for their dairy, for their milk, you're going to be big and strong and have big, strong bones. You're told that it's healthy to do so.
No, it's not.
Wait, is that a truck?
No, I don't think it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well, they really look like them ones.
They look the same.